Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has announced several initiatives intended to rein in the prescription of antidepressants. Now, the initiatives focus on the most widely prescribed class of psychiatric medications. They're known as first-line treatments for depression and anxiety that include Zoloft, Lexapro, Paxil, and Prozac. Kennedy has described these drugs as exceptionally difficult to quit. The initiatives nudge clinicians to help patients get off of these medications and to consider non-pharmaceutical interventions such as therapy, nutrition, and exercise. The wellness company chief patient officer and globally recognized addiction medicine specialist, Dr. Drew Pinsky, joins me now. Dr. Drew, always great to see you here. You know, interesting focus specifically on these drugs that it kind of seems like almost everybody is on, or you at least know many people who are on them, whether it's a family member or a friend. Do you think that they are dangerous? Do you think that what Secretary Kennedy is doing is important?
I think it is important. I think the pharmacy world has been focusing on deprescribing for probably 5 or 6 years now. And the fact is that we are too prone as physicians to open our prescription pad and just hand a medication. And to be fair, most of this prescribing is done by primary care physicians who have almost no training in psychotropic medications. They have experience prescribing it, but actually no training. And then once people are on them, they are left on them indefinitely oftentimes. And to RFK's point, there can be a withdrawal syndrome associated with some of these, and it is terribly unpleasant. The reality is we do an extraordinary thing in this country where we both undertreat and overtreat. People that need treatment don't necessarily get it. People that have mild symptoms do get a prescription. And the reality is that we are very intolerant in this country of something that Sigmund Freud called ordinary misery. When he first got to this country, they asked him, what do you expect to do here? And he said, well, in America, I hope to come to a real understanding of what bona fide true mental illness is versus ordinary misery. And ordinary misery is good. It builds resilience. It makes us change. It helps us push through things and learn new things. Ordinary misery is a good thing. And on top of that, as it pertains to the SSRIs, there's a whole side effect profile of sexual dysfunction and a growing small army of people who are quite angry that it has become permanent.
Yeah. So again, this is something, of course, you want to consult with your physician or your doctor. But again, something to consider and very important there. Also, it just reminds me of, I believe it was Brave New World, and everybody's on this soma thing, which kind of deadens everybody to real life. And you got to experience real life. Speaking of, though, there's lots of buzzy supplements and drugs out there. And I've even asked you about this personally. It starts with a P. The word is peptides. We see them everywhere all over social media. There's so many different kinds. What are they? Are they healthy? We know that the Ozempic type thing, that's a peptide, but there's so many other ones. NAD plus. Seems like everybody's involved in taking a peptide for longevity, to look and feel younger. Are they healthy? Are they safe?
Well, certainly the GLP-1 inhibitors have been highly studied, and they have some safety issues associated with them that we're starting to see now that there has been so much prescribing, that they're so widely used. But they're good medicine used properly with understanding the risk. And the risk most people, I think, understand, though there's this new syndrome of sort of, they're calling it an apathy. It's not really a personality change. It's that motivations are kind of down. So people that used to want to do certain things don't want to do them anymore, even though they still like them. It's not a depression. And peptide just means a string of amino acids. There's nothing magical about the word peptide. But when they're talking about peptides, they're usually meaning these over-the-counter medications that have not been fully evaluated or cleared by the FDA. Things like KPC-1, I think it's called KPC-157, which has some angiogenesis factors associated with it, grows blood vessels that might improve inflammation. Maybe those blood vessels could grow in tumors too. So we don't really know the full side effect profile yet. They're widely used, and I would think if some of these over-the-counter products were actually dangerous, we'd start to see more side effects. We haven't seen that yet.
All right, well, we'll be watching that. But while we have you, Dr. Drew, got to ask you about the Hantavirus, something that everybody's talking about. We've been told not to worry about it, but at least 9 states are tracking possible exposure. Give us your POV. Is this something that Americans need to be concerned about? I think still a lot of PTSD from COVID-19. What do you say?
Correct. Let's not add to it. Nobody listening to this program is going to get hantavirus. And those 9 states that are monitoring, they're monitoring 1 or 2 people. That is not something to concern the news with. That is something that the CDC looks at, doctors look at, we shouldn't be talking about. And I've learned through AI, they taught me that the word hanta was a Israeli slang for chump or sucker. So don't be a sucker on this.
Don't be a sucker. All right, we're going to leave it there. Dr. Drew Pinsky, you always make me feel better. All right, thanks so much.